Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we'll be exploring the fascinating world of Dogecoin,
And I'm excited to be here.
especially since our listener is particularly interested in the future of Dogecoin.
Ah, yes. Peering into the crystal ball of crypto.
Exactly. But before we get to that, we need to understand where it all began.
A journey from meme to, well, who knows what.
That's the fun part. We're talking about a cryptocurrency that started as a joke, almost a parody of Bitcoin.
A light-hearted jab at the seriousness of it all.
But then it exploded in popularity, reaching a market cap in the billions.
Driven by a community as unique as the coin itself.
So let's rewind back to 2013. Two software engineers, Billy Marcus and Jackson Palmer.
They had this vision of a fun, approachable cryptocurrency.
Yeah, they saw Bitcoin as this intimidating giant.
And thought, why not make something more playful, more accessible?
Enter the Shiba Inu dog, the Doge meme.
The perfect mascot for this new, lighthearted venture.
It was pure genius. And it worked. Dogecoin quickly attracted a community that embraced the humor and the shared sense of belonging.
The Shibes, as they're known, became a defining force behind Dogecoin's rise.
I'll admit, when I first heard about Dogecoin, I chuckled. A meme as currency.
Sounds pretty wild, doesn't it?
It did. But then I started reading about the Dogecoin community and their incredible acts of generosity.
Oh, absolutely. They were raising money for charities.
Sponsoring athletes, even.
Like that unforgettable moment in 2014 when they funded the Jamaican bobsled team's trip to the Winter Olympics.
Talk about making a real-world impact.
It showed the world that Dogecoin and its community were more than just a joke.
They were a force for good.
A testament to the power of collective action.
And then came Elon Musk.
Ah, yes, the Doge father.
Tweeting about Dogecoin, sending its price on a roller coaster ride.
It was a wild time, full of speculation and, let's face it, some anxiety too.
But Musk's involvement also brought Dogecoin to the attention of millions.
Putting it firmly on the map.
So beyond the memes and the hype, what actually are the defining features of Dogecoin? What makes it tick?
Well, unlike Bitcoin, which has a limited supply, Dogecoin has an unlimited supply.
Oh, that's interesting. So new coins are constantly being created.
Exactly. And this has sparked debate within the crypto community.
Some argue that it leads to inflation, while others see it as a way to keep the coin accessible and encourage spending.
It really depends on your perspective.
So it's not necessarily meant to be a store of value like Bitcoin, but more for frequent everyday transactions.
That's a key distinction.
Now, what about the technology behind it? How does that compare to, say, Bitcoin?
Dogecoin uses a different consensus mechanism called script.
Okay, and what does that mean in simple terms?
Well, it means that mining Dogecoin is designed to be more accessible for everyday users.
So unlike Bitcoin's energy-intensive process.
Exactly. This accessibility was a deliberate choice by the creators to create a more inclusive and decentralized network.
Which aligns perfectly with the community-driven ethos of Dogecoin. It's amazing how a seemingly small technical detail can have such a big impact.
It really highlights how the technology behind a cryptocurrency shapes its culture and adoption.
And it seems like in Dogecoin's case, that choice has really resonated with people.
It certainly has. Now, this unlimited supply thing does raise some eyebrows.
Yeah, I can see why.
When it comes to the value of Dogecoin, some folks worry about inflation,
Makes sense. If there's always more Dogecoin being created,
Exactly.
could its value decrease over time?
It's a valid concern.
Especially if the demand doesn't keep pace.
Precisely. It's a hot topic of debate.
Okay, so the supply issue is definitely something to watch. But you mentioned earlier how crucial the Dogecoin community was to its success.
Oh, absolutely.
Can we dive into that a bit more?
Of course.
What were some of those standout moments?
Well, besides the Jamaican bobsled team thing,
Yeah.
the Shibes are constantly involved in all sorts of charitable initiatives.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Like what kind of stuff?
Everything. From funding clean water projects in developing countries
Wow.
to disaster relief efforts, you name it.
It's pretty amazing.
They're all about giving back.
That's heartwarming to hear.
It's not just about the money for them.
Yeah.
It's about using this technology to actually make a difference.
It really speaks volumes about the people drawn to Dogecoin.
Doesn't it?
They're not just chasing profits. They genuinely believe in its potential for good,
It's a refreshing change of pace.
especially in the world of cryptocurrency.
Oh, tell me about it. It can be pretty cutthroat out there.
But this strong sense of community,
It's like a breath of fresh air
it fosters trust, encourages collaboration.
and helps them weather those market storms.
Speaking of market storms, Dogecoin has certainly seen its share of ups and downs.
Oh, for sure.
It's been a wild ride for those holding on tight.
A roller coaster, to say the least.
Do you think that volatility is just part of Dogecoin's DNA?
Hmm.
Or is it something that could stabilize over time? Well, volatility is kind of a hallmark of the entire cryptocurrency market.
That's true.
It's driven by speculation, news cycles, regulations, all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's unpredictable.
Exactly. And Dogecoin, with its ties to social media trends and those influencer opinions,
Right.
it can be extra sensitive to those swings.
So its future price is anyone's guess.
Any much.
But beyond the price speculation, what about real-world use cases?
Yeah.
Can Dogecoin move past just tipping content creators online?
An excellent question.
Could it be used for everyday transactions?
That's the million Dogecoin question.
Right.
While it's mainly used for small online transactions and those tips right now, there's definitely a growing interest in expanding its utility.
Like how?
Well, some businesses are starting to accept it as payment,
Interesting.
and developers are exploring ways to integrate it into those existing payment systems.
That would be huge.
What?
I've even seen articles about Dogecoin being used in something called decentralized finance, or DeFi.
DeFi, the Wild West of finance.
Can you explain what that is?
Sure.
And how Dogecoin might fit into it?
Basically, DeFi is all about creating a more open and accessible financial system using blockchain.
So cutting out the middleman.
Exactly. Imagine a world where you don't need banks or traditional institutions to borrow, lend, or invest.
Wow, that's a big idea.
It is. And Dogecoin, with its huge and super active community, could definitely have a role to play in this new ecosystem.
Sounds pretty futuristic.
It does, doesn't it?
But I imagine there are a lot of hurdles to clear before something like that becomes mainstream.
Oh, absolutely. DeFi is still in its early stages, and there are technical challenges, regulations to navigate, and scalability issues to solve.
Right.
But the potential is massive.
It's exciting to see how cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin could be part of this new financial paradigm.
It's definitely a space to watch.
It feels like we're standing on the edge of something truly transformative.
It does, doesn't it?
But before we get too carried away with the future, let's step back for a second and talk about regulations.
Yes.
Governments around the world are still grappling with how to handle cryptocurrencies.
It's a constantly evolving landscape.
How could those regulations impact Dogecoin's future?
Well, it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
How so?
On the one hand, clear and positive regulations could boost investor confidence and encourage wider adoption.
That makes sense.
But on the other hand, if regulations become too restrictive or even ban cryptocurrencies outright,
Yeah.
that could stifle innovation and limit Dogecoin's growth.
So there's a delicate balance to find.
Absolutely.
It seems like the future of Dogecoin is tied to so many factors beyond anyone's control.
It's a complex interplay of technology, community, real-world adoption, and those ever-changing regulations.
It's a lot to keep track of.
It is.
But amidst all this uncertainty, there's one thing that's clear:
What's that?
the passion and dedication of the Dogecoin community.
The Shibes.
They've been the driving force behind Dogecoin's journey so far.
True. That.
They've shown incredible resilience when the market gets rocky,
Oh, yeah. They've weathered some serious storms.
a genuine commitment to using Dogecoin for good,
Absolutely.
and their enthusiasm.
Prestigious.
It's hard not to get swept up in it.
You really feel it.
And that's what makes them so special.
It's their secret weapon.
It's what sets Dogecoin apart from the rest of the crypto world.
Definitely gives it that unique charm.
It reminds us that sometimes the most powerful force is a shared belief.
Even if it starts as a joke.
Exactly. It's the power of the internet, the creativity of these online communities.
And the fact that innovation can pop up in the most unexpected places.
It's an incredible story.
It really is.
So, Dogecoin's future, well, it's still a big question mark.
No crystal ball here.
But instead of predicting the future, maybe we can focus on the forces shaping its path.
Sounds like a plan.
What are the key factors that could influence where Dogecoin goes from here?
Well, one big one is technological advancement.
Okay, so as blockchain technology keeps improving, we could see changes that specifically benefit Dogecoin.
That's the idea.
Like what?
Faster transactions, lower fees, even better security.
All good things.
Oh yeah, those improvements could make Dogecoin even more appealing for daily use.
And potentially open up all sorts of new possibilities.
It's all about making it more practical for people.
Right, if it's faster, cheaper, and more
People
secure.
are more likely to jump on board.
But what about real-world adoption?
Ah, yes, the real test.
We've talked about some businesses accepting Dogecoin,
Mm-hmm.
but how can it go beyond those niche cases and become mainstream?
That's the golden question.
Right.
Imagine a future where you can use Dogecoin for anything.
Like what?
Micropayments online, tipping your favorite content creators,
Okay, I can see that.
even buying your morning coffee,
All with Dogecoin.
all through a simple, fast, secure blockchain transaction.
It's a cool vision.
It is, isn't it? And it might not be as far off as you think.
But would that require more integration with those big payment systems?
Oh, for sure.
Like partnering with major retailers?
Exactly. If people could easily use Dogecoin in their daily lives
That would be a game changer.
and expose it to a much wider audience.
But then there's the whole regulatory landscape to consider.
Ah, yes, the elephant in the room.
Governments are still trying to wrap their heads around cryptocurrencies.
It's a moving target.
How could that impact Dogecoin's future?
Well, it's tricky.
Right.
Clear. Positive regulations could boost confidence among investors and businesses.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It could pave the way for more widespread adoption. But if regulations become too restrictive or even ban crypto altogether,
Yeah.
that could really stifle innovation.
And limit Dogecoin's potential.
Exactly.
So it's this balancing act between fostering innovation and protecting consumers.
It is, and it's a tough one to get right.
It seems like the future of Dogecoin is intertwined with all these external forces.
Things that are beyond anyone's control.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. But hey, that's what makes this space so fascinating.
Amidst all the uncertainty, there's one thing that's certain.
What's that?
The passion and dedication of that Dogecoin community.
The Shibes never cease to amaze.
They're the heart and soul of this whole thing.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected ideas can take root and blossom into something truly remarkable.
The power of shared belief, even in a meme, can change the world.
It encourages us to embrace the unexpected, to find joy in the unconventional.
And to never underestimate the power of a good meme.
It's been quite the journey,
Hasn't it?
exploring Dogecoin, from its meme-filled origins to its potential to reshape the financial landscape.
Who would have thought?
We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive and feel more informed about Dogecoin and the whole world of cryptocurrency.
It's a wild ride out there, that's for sure.
The future is unwritten, and the power to shape it is in our hands.
So stay curious, stay informed, and, as the Dogecoin community would say,
Do only good every day.
words to live by.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Dogecoin.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time,
Keep on, Dogen.
see ya.